Hi all, welcome to another round of Redski's Righteous Readings. I'm Redski. Thank you for joining me. So we're continuing with the all monthlies for the month of October, and we're hitting Gemini next. So Gemini, rising, moon and sun signs. This is your October monthly reading. So this will be a little bit longer than the average reading because it is a full monthly reading. So the way we will do this is we start with the tarot, and then once I've done your main spread, clarified the crap out of it, got as much information as I can for you from that vessel, we will then move on to oracle cards and spiritual cards. So you'll get your inspirational messages through your dream card, angel card, romance angels, animal spirit card, as well as I've dug out my ruins. Where did I put them? Yes, so at the end of the reading you will get also a ruin for with full meanings. So nothing needed to worry about. Everything will be provided for you, Gemini. So come on in, take a seat, relax, while we delve into and explore what is coming in for October 2020 for rising, moon and sun signs of Gemini. So we've had quite a few drops, so let's have a look. Okie dokie, so we have the 10 of Cups reversed, 9 of Pentacle reversed, Page of Swords upright, we'll just move these over a little bit, the Fool upright, and Strength upright, sign of Leo. Okay, so let us begin and we'll work through what's happening for you, Gemini. So we start off, of course, with that 10 of Cups energy. So this is really talking about coming out of September, starting into October. You're really feeling as if there has been some loss of friendship here, unhappiness even, some family quarreling or pettiness, some rage is built up here, and a difference of opinion has started to cause quite a divide and a real separation between you and another individual, or you and just a lot of people generally. It's really starting to affect you a little bit. You're really starting to feel a little bit isolated. You're really starting to feel that people aren't really understanding where you're coming from, your ideas or your points of view. Your second card was the 9 of Pentacles, and that is reversed, Gemini. So this is really talking about a time of real roguery, danger, storms or bad faith coming through. It's talking about possible loss of a valued friendship again. So that's 2 cards pointing to loss of friendship or treasured possessions. So I'm seeing here there really is a culling or a cutting or a moving away from certain individuals and people here, and thought processes. You're very much you don't want anything around that's causing any drama, any issue, any problems. You want solidarity and things that are solidified and strong. Page of Swords was your third card. Now, pages are fresh new energy, swords are thoughts. Now, when the Page of Swords comes through, that's really the card of spying. So it's about vigilance, agility, spying, a discreet person. It's usually an active youth, you know, a lithe figure. This card symbolizes a person adapting, a person adept at perceiving, disconcerting and uncovering the unknown, or that which is less than obvious. It's all about insight and seeing things from an outside point of view, getting an unskewered advantage and or view of the situation unfolding, Gemini. So yes, people could be watching your social media, or just really being very nosy, I want to say, and really wanting to know what's going on, even though they're not in your path as in around you in person. They're just in the background, in the shadows, sort of, you know, lurky stalker kind of stuff. So the Fool upright. Now, Gemini, this is a beautiful card for you, because as we go into October, through that first week, sort of moving forward, seeing around the 11th or so, the 5th to the 11th sort of here, the Fool energy is going to come in. And this is thoughtfulness, this is folly and extravagance, a lack of discipline, immaturity at times, and irrationality. But it also can be about insecurity or, you know, delirium, a frenzy, you know, enthusiasm, and being a bit naive energy, naivety. But this is all about you ridding yourself of all experience, or bonds, or badness, all thoughts, feelings, emotionals, attachments, and everything that is abode with that and throwing it away. And you're throwing it away so you can really come into your own self and move forward in that full energy. You really want to be able to, you know, dance with the best of them and laugh like no one's looking, Gemini, through October. Then we move into your next card, which was that strength upright sign of Leo, as I was saying. So when we look at strength, it's really talking and attesting to that. It is about having, of course, strength. It is about having, you know, inner and outer strength as well. This is about being really able to tame the beast within and to control, and to be able to be very controlled and monitored and very strong and very forthright in your way of doing things. Strength, courage, conviction, you know, energy, resolution, defiance at times, or action, confidence, zeal, matter over mind, and alternatively mind over matter. This is about accomplishment above all else. So I'm seeing here, Gemini, as we hit the middle of October, you are going to be accomplishing some big feats and maybe doing some things that you did not think you'd get off the ground or be able to do, but these are all coming in for you, Gemini. Then that 8 of Swords has come in. So, oof, geez, you know, tough energy, because, you know, we all know that swords are air. Air energy is very about thoughts and all mental processes. And the 8 of Swords is exactly that, because this is... So that 8 of Swords is a very prevalent energy, talking about crisis, conflict, domination, imprisonment, turmoil, bad news, crisis, sickness, and, of course, everything that comes with that. So I'm seeing here, Gemini, as we hit the middle of October, there's really some crisis and some conflict here. And you're feeling like you've been blinded, and no matter what way you go, no choice will be right. Because no matter what way you go, if you look at the card, you'll be met with swords. They're all around you, and you cannot see your way out of the situation in mind or body. It's very much feeling trapped and conflicted. So let's see what other messages are coming. Oh, yeah, and then we just had the Empress drop. So this is a sign of... actually, no, it's not a sign of anything. Well, it's a sign of Empress, obviously. I was thinking of the Emperor for a quick second. Yes. Anyway, the Empress upright. So this is a very lovely energy, because this is feminine progress, fruitfulness, accomplishment, mother or a sister, could be a wife or marriage, children, but feminine influence, ability to motivate others as well, practically, and intuition. So it's really about having good intuition here, Gemini, really thinking, feeling it through before committing or making big decisions, and really looking deep within yourself to make sure things are coming in for highest of good and you're not getting taken for a ride, so to speak. Yes, I'm hearing that some people will give you the Cheshire Cat grin. I think what they're referring to is, you know, Alice in Wonderland, that cheeky Cheshire Cat, which really conjure in thinking that he's like, you know, quite a hysterical individual, and then disappears and is quite aloft and unreliable and a bit of a pain in the bum. They're kind of trying to tell me that beware of people that got the Cheshire grin. Because they are just people that are going to mess you around, waste your time, and just they're just going to derail you immensely if you give them half a second to. So anyone that comes in that says trust me, or anyone that's looking at you like this is a sure thing, or anyone that sort of is like it's a done dollar, well, you just walk away and say, look, not interested. Stick it. Honestly, it's very much like that for Gemini. Any other messages, please, spirits and guides, for Gemini for the month of October? And we had the Queen of Pentacles, and she is in reverse. Oof, Queen of Pentacles, strong energy here as well for you, Gemini, because the Queen of Pentacles reverse is really talking about false prosperity, suspicion, suspension, responsibilities neglected, distrust, just distrusting a person, and a fear of failure here. So I'm seeing here that you are worried about either something that's happening or a connection with a person. You're worried that there's been some pointing of the arrows to it being untrustworthy or not completely honest. And you're starting to wonder if you're going to have to cut yourself from this person, because you've pulled them up on it multiple times, Gemini. Like, look, don't lie to me, you know. Just, I would fare much better, you would fare much better if you would just blurted out, no matter how bad the crime, I would forgive you, but if you lie to me, that crime itself is worse than the initial crime of whatever you did, and that is unforgivable, is what I'm hearing. And you are just getting so sick of repeating that phrase, and why nobody listens and does that. They would rather, you know, open their mouth and try to just not take responsibility, not be honest, just, you know, deflect. It's a very frustrating time for you, Gemini. You just feel like banging your head against the wall and just going, why do you do this? You put me in a box, you put yourself in a box, you just make yourself look foolish. Okay. Knight of Swords upright. And we also have the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so firstly, the Knight of Swords, very strong energy. Swords are air energy, of course, fastest moving of the elements, and Knights are mature energy coming in. So this is someone that definitely has a plan and has a very much coming through. So the Knight of Swords is really saying about bravery. He's really skilled and has the capacity to take it on. He has the strength and dash of a young man. You know, he's a very heroic action type figure. You know, the opposition and war, impetuous rush into the unknown without fear, a master in the art of action and warfare. So this is really fast moving, action based, thought processed energy in a mature sense, moving at the speed of light like a bullet. So thoughts, ideas, you know, it's all coming through. This individual is going to really spark a lot of inspirational ideas and new undertones for you that not only did you not realize were there, but you didn't even know existed. It's really just going to be an eye-opener as we head from mid to end of October. And then we move into the Eight of Pentacles. So that's talking about, you know, having being extremely skilled at your profession. You know, you have something in your back pocket, or a craft, or a hobby, or your career, whatever it is, what you do for work, or what you do is for monetary and gains, for financial. You are very, very good at this. It's like you could do it with your eyes closed and it would still be the A++. You know, it would be the most finest work ever done. You know, a professional would look at it and swear that it was gifted by his own hand. You know, you're very, very good at this, Gemini. You're so skilled at it. Whether this is something you do every day, or whether this is a bit more about like a hobby thing, you know, fill in time, make a few bobby on the side, a few quid. But you are so good at it, and you could really, really go full hilt with this. Now, I've just had a lot of cards drop, Gemini, but I don't deny cards, so we are going to go through them all, so bear with me. So with that, it comes the Ten of Swords reversed. So this is really telling me about a time of going within. The Ten of Swords reversed is talking about benefit, profit, temporary gains, improvement, passing success as well, but monetary advantage here. So you're coming through a stage of, you know, you're very skilled at this, and now it's starting to pay dividends. Your bank balance is starting to reflect that skill, and you are starting to, you know, this is paying off. You know, I'm actually not bad at this. I can actually make a living, or a quid, or a good dollar out of this. Followed by the Ace of Pentacles reversed. So now the Ace of Pentacles reversed is really speaking about a time of really happening to a prosperity without the happiness. This is misused wealth, wasted money, corruption by money. This is really corruption about money undertones, and real misery due to greed or fool's gold, and having money at realizing that money doesn't bring fucking happiness. Now, I know we hear this shit a lot, and you think, how can that be? If I had $1 million, like, I could buy anything, fucking that would make me pretty happy. No, it fucking wouldn't. You'd have a nice wardrobe, you'd drive the best car, and you'd sleep in the most fucking slumberific bed ever, but you might be alone. Would that make you happy? Or you might, you know, have everything you could possibly acquire in the world, but you might want, for instance, a child of your own, a biological child. If you don't have a partner, you know, that makes it a little bit hard. Or IVF, maybe that's something that you know, it's not fitting the mold of the plan that you wanted, Gemini. You know what I mean? It's going outside of that kind of thing. And then the next card to drop was Justice, a sign of Libra. Now, this is a very, very interesting card, because really does speak to the fact of, you know, reasonableness, you know, justice, proper balance, harmony, equity, righteousness. But it's about virtue and honour. And it's about just reward, and the eventual outcome, whether favourable or unfavourable, will be truly fair for the people concerned. This is cool. This is all about equilibrium, poise, and impartiality. So I'm seeing here that there will be judgments here. Your next card was none other than the Magician. Beautiful card to come out for Gemini. And I should just mention the next card was the High Priestess. So this is some lovely undertones here for you, Gemini. There really, really is. As we go into the end of October now, and go to get ready to leave October into November energy, this is really about thoughtfulness, folly, extravagance. There can be a bit of lack of sorry, I got the Magician. So I was trying to say originality, creativity, and imagination, self-reliance, spontaneity, and self-confidence. There we go. It's also about, what's that word? Masterfulness. That's the one I'm looking for. And self-control. It can be an undertone of deception here, or the sleight of hand, you know. Look over here while I from this direction. So be careful of anyone trying to swindle or swift you off your guard there, Gemini, because, you know, quickness of hand only takes the slightest of seconds. The High Priestess now, and again, another very strong energy coming through here, because this is very much wisdom, sound judgment, common sense, serenity, objectivity. You know, this is foresight and intuition, perception, self-reliance, emotionlessness, and platonic relationships. So I'm seeing here you might be just going through a real stage of being wisdomish, full of knowledge, but not necessarily sharing it, keeping it all within, everything that you've accrued during this time, really using it for your highest of good, and really, really going within oneself and searching for the person you want to be, but for others to see on the outside as you see within. Then we have the King of Pentacles reversed. So again, another extremely strong energy coming through here, Gemini, because the King of Pentacles reversed is really about corruption, using any means to achieve the desired end. This is vice, this is avarice, this is unfaithfulness, and an old man coming through who's like peril and thriftiness, you know. This is very a vicious energy, very very volatile, very self-wanting and examining of all those around them, very opinionated, very, you know, very, well, that's not how we did it in my day kind of thing. But it's okay, Gemini, because then we have the Sun. Now, this is reassuring of everything will come out just fine. Everything will shine through at the end. So the Sun is really, really speaking about satisfaction, accomplishment, contentment, success, favourable relationships, love, joy, devotion, unselfish sentiment. So the Sun is a beautiful, beautiful energy coming through, saying everything's going to be okay. It could be engagement, a happy marriage, pleasure in daily excitement, a good friend, high spirits, and warmth. It's also really talking a lot about, you know, sincerity, you know, pleasures derived from the simple things in life. So really finding the joy in those simple things that in most normal circumstances would be overlooked or not even seen. But this is really taking all the joy, all the pleasure, and all that you can from the experience of even the teeniest of things, and really being sentimentally thankful and cherishing that. This is achievement in the arts and liberation. So Gemini, I'm seeing here October could be a little bit hard. You've got to you know, some things you need to do, but I'm pretty sure I'm seeing here it's quite straightforward for you, and I don't think you're going to have really any problems. When there's an issue, you're going to nip it in the butt quite quickly and then move on and continue down the trail that you had always set out to. I don't see that there's going to be much that dividates or bucks you off the horse, so to speak. It's just more clearing other energies out the way so you can get through it. You know what you got to do. You just got to make your way through the crowd. So Gemini, that's your tarot side of it done. So that's your October reading for tarot. Now we move into your additional messages. So we'll start with your dream cards. Now these are beautiful, and these are to keep sort of in your back pocket. So whenever you have trials, tributes, or tribulations, or any issues, or you just need something to pick you up and just remind you where you are and give you some advice, this is the card or cards that you will sort of come back to get that advice. So we just had praised. So I do not need to be recognized for my efforts. As I think of myself highly, so do those around me. And that's very important. You don't need for other people to give you that recommendation or that good vibe feeling. You know what you are and how gifted you are and exactly who you are. And you don't need, a sentiment of that from others. You have that within you. You walk with it. It's binded within you. And it's not something that needs to be an externally reminded to you, Gemini. Okay, now let's see what angel is coming in to help Gemini for October 2020. What angel, spirits, and guides can help Gemini for the month of October, please? Thank you, Divine, for all your guidance, clarity, and all the messages you give us. We greatly appreciate it. For Gemini, rising moon and sun signs for the month of October, what angel can help assist them? We will. Okay. So we had number 34, Angel of Manifestation. Number 34, Angel of Manifestation. So let's have a look-see and see what it has to say. Okay. So you have received this card because your Angel of Manifestation has heard your prayers for guidance on how you can manifest your wishes and turn them into reality. It is always important when you wish to manifest something into fruition that you take the time to really think about what you want. The gift of manifestation is a very powerful tool, so it is extremely important that whenever it is you wish to manifest is for your highest and purest of good. It should not be about causing harm to others. Remember that what you think you create. So at this time in your life, it is important to only think positive thoughts. When you decide what it is you wish to manifest, visualize it and spend your time facilitating this outcome. Every waking and sleeping moment, it is important that you send positive energy about the manifestation. It is also important to remember what your wishes do not manifest overnight. Be patient because everything happens with divine timing. If you don't believe, then your outcome will not be possible. Focus all your positive energy into your outcome and believe it is possible. Without belief, nothing is possible. With belief, the sky's the limit. Focus, believe, and achieve. Affirmation is as follows. My angel of manifestation is always by my side. It is important to focus my energy on manifesting my wishes. I trust that my angel of manifestation is with me to give me the most positive outcome possible for my soul's development. I believe in the angel of manifestation. And that is just so lovely. And I think that's very poignant for you, my dear Gemini, as to what you're going through in October. I think that's just absolutely lovely. So let's see what the romance angels have to say. Oh, yep. So we have very soon. Clearly decide what you want so it comes to you now. So it's really about making the choices here, Gemini. You know, once the choice is made, it will flow. It's all about, where intention goes, energy flows. And you just need to put that intent so that energy can flow straight through. So it's really happening at quite a speed for you in October, Gemini. Okay, so next we'll get your angel spirit card. So let's see what not angel spirit, I keep saying that. Animal spirit, my apologies. What animal spirit can guide Gemini through the month of October? Oh, and we got quite a few. So let's just have a look-see for a minute. So we have the, wow, okay. Hang on, what have we got here? Okay, so we have 2 here, my darling Gemini. Actually 3, sorry. I didn't see the 3rd one. We have 3. Okay, so first we have Puo, the Hawaiian owl. And that reads as follows. Your ancestral spirit guides are offering you guidance now, so pay close attention to signs and omens from them. So that is absolutely lovely. So there really is a talking of, you know, family ancestral lines giving you help here. Then we got the honeybee. The honeybee. And that reads, let compassion and forgiveness be your top priority in this situation. So yes, that's another very strong message. I'll read the book meanings as soon as I get through what 3 you got. And then we got spider. Trust the creative spark you're feeling and express it through writing stories that inspire and enlighten. Okay, now I'll get you the full book meaning of these 3. We'll start with the Hawaiian owl, honeybee, and spider. This will take me a moment to read, and I may get a little patchy in between, so please bear with me. Thank you, Gemini. So we start with Po'eo, which is Hawaiian owl. You can receive messages from your ancestors in the spirit world, no matter what their age, when they die, or how many generations ago they walked on this earth. They're offering you help in many ways right now, so pay close attention to the signs they're giving you. This guidance can come to you in many forms, whether through your eyes, ears, feelings, or thoughts. Sometimes your ancestral spirits' guides appear in dreams, particularly vivid ones. You might see someone who looks like one of your ancestors, or unexpectedly come across photos or memorabilia that remind you of this person. Often a particular animal making an appearance before you is a way in which your ancestral guide is trying to reach you. You might hear something that makes you think of a specific ancestor, or simply feeling their presence and thoughts around a certain ancestor, especially unexpected and recurring thoughts suggest that they're nearby. Repetition is key here in whatever way your ancestors attempt to contact you. When signs continue to show you that make you think of your deceased loved ones, know that their physical manifestations demonstrate that they're with you. You may have known some of these ancestors in the physical world prior to their deaths, or they may be ancestors from long ago, several generations before your time of birth, surpassing the boundaries of conscious memory regardless of who they are. Always give thanks to your ancestral spirit guides and even appeal to their benevolent helpers whenever guidance is needed. Associations are as follows: dignity, omens, guidance, protection, wisdom, knowledge, inspiration, mysteriousness, silence, sacredness, diversity, maku, which is pronounced o-ma-ku-a, ancestral, showing up at spirit animal. So now we'll move on to your second card, which of course was the honeybee. So the honeybee reads as follows: to reap all the sweetness that life has to offer, focus on compassion and forgiveness. Compassion means that you have heartfelt focus on compassion and forgiveness. Compassion means that you have heartfelt empathy for the suffering and misfortune of others, yet remain somewhat detached so that you don't take on their sorrow and distress as if it was your own. Forgiveness requires that you first acknowledge and accept responsibility for your judgments rather than pretending they don't exist or professing to always sustain a non-judgmental attitude. The next step is to release these judgments. To do so, think of someone, past or present, with whom you have judgments or criticized. Trust that the first person that comes to mind is the appropriate one to start with. Consider 2 or 3 specific criticisms that you have about this individual. Preferably capture with one word, such as selfish or cold. Find a quiet place, go inside yourself, and look for that part of you that's exactly like what you're criticizing in that person. It may be a very prominent part of yourself, or rather small aspect. You may identify it could be recalling times when you've behaved in ways that resembled what you're criticizing. Once you discover that part of you, simply say to it, I love you and forgive you. If necessary, repeat 2 or 3 times and notice any emotions that come up in the coming days. Be aware of any feelings that arise that may be associated with this experience. Practice this at least once a day for the next few days and watch what happens. Associations, productivity, community, cooperation, sweetness, love, compassion, forgiveness, rhythm, awaken, nature, poetry, mother, goddess, royalty, and nutrition. Now we move to the third one, which of course was spider. So spider reads as follows. So for spider, let me just find it. See, Daisy, where are you? Spider, here we go. So the pulse of creativity is especially strong right now, triggering a not unfamiliar and compelling desire to express yourself through creative writing, whether or not the tales you read are true or false, whether they're actually based on an actual experience or imagination of your fertile mind. Each day, sit yourself down and pour out the words that come to you. Don't ponder each sentence or paragraph. Just write whatever wants to be written through you to inspire and enlighten others. You do not need a profoundly complex tale. Start by describing a personal experience, one you have gained some insights that may also be useful for others. However, don't focus on how people will respond to your story. Instead, just enjoy the process of writing without judgment, your work or yourself. Write to express, not to impress. Again, write to express, not to impress. In attempting to write, you may find yourself easily distracted either with others' needs for your time and attention or with those negative thoughts and beliefs that are the product of judgments and shame that you were subjected to during childhood. A powerful way to release these habitual and self-limiting thoughts and feelings is to write about them in the story form. As you do so, don't hold back anything, those such calaphorus. You heal those wounds that had originally wounded you. Associations, creativity, wisdom, weaving, balance, storytelling, writing, connectiveness, inspiration, fertility, nurturing, communication, imagination, and individuality. So now we will get your ruin, Gemini. The ruin for Gemini, and see what the ruin is for the month of October. Okay. Oh, so we've had a lovely ruin come through. So let's have a look and see what we have to say. So we got the ruin of grief. So grief. Let's see what this has to say in its full meaning. So we got the ruin grief, Gemini. So in drawing this ruin, look to the care of your heart. For heart is where the deepest memories of grief are held and where grief's wounds will finally be healed. Rare indeed is the life that has not been touched by grief. Whether the grief you are feeling is in present or an old sorrow you are now strong enough to face, remember, without the experience of grieving, you may never move beyond that which has caused you so much sadness, so much pain. Be it the death of a child, a spouse, a friend, a parent gone, but never truly mourned. Feel your grief and embrace it, for it is the depths of grief that we come to know our value life. Ask yourself if this ruin is a messenger sent to connect you to the grief of another, someone who is overwhelmed with grieving and sorely in need of a friend, simply to listen or share their tears. Grief wears many masks. Remember this whenever it is in the heart of another you are being called to care upon. In regret, grieving takes another form. Regret for what was done or left undone, for what was said or never said. The ruin of grief can serve as a gentle reminder to make amends where you have wronged another. To do or say what you know in your heart will heal the past. Sometimes feelings of regret and loss arise when we fail to take advantage of an opportunity. We tell ourselves it was the chance of a lifetime and we grieve for what we've missed. In looking back, acknowledge that your path lay elsewhere and make your peace with what was not to be. If you have been too long alone with grief, this ruin is saying reach out for help to friends and family, or having neither, find a community that can support and comfort you, a fellowship that will welcome you with understanding. For some, this ruin announces that the time has come to mourn an old sorrow. For others, it heralds the end of a long period of grieving. Either way, know that even the deepest grief, when fully felt, will lessen and soften over time. There is a calm to be found on the other far side of grief, a peace unknown to those who have yet to grieve. If nothing else, receiving this ruin calls us to spend a moment in prayer for the relief of pain, the practice of kindness, and the restoration of peace in our troubled world. As follows: we ask in the name of all thy creatures that our suffering shall cease, that we shall be fed and healed, provided with safe haven here on earth, and then, O divine mystery, a home in thee. So thank you so much for joining me, Gemini. That is your October monthly reading. So I really hope we're able to get some message for you and some clarity. So to all the Geminis out there, rising, moon and sun signs, enjoy your month of October, and I will see you again very soon from Redsky and the Divine. Till next time, light and love to all. Bye, y'all.